Occasionally, I'll work with professionals who want to improve a lengthy message they have to send regularly, each week, month, or quarter. The common issue they have with these messages is getting the audience to read, understand, and appropriately act upon the message. And to do all of this without lengthy follow-ups or back and forth clarifications. If you found yourself writing a similar message, then you know what a time-consuming nightmare those follow-ups can be. The good news for you, however, is that there are a few simple steps for structuring your message that can improve both readability, and therefore the likelihood of your message being read, and recall, therefore the likelihood of your readers acting on the message as you hope they will. But before we begin, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel. My colleagues and I in the Management Communication Center will be posting actionable tips on workplace communication. By subscribing, you can also keep up with all the cool stuff going on at UF's Warrington College of Business. So, how can you make your complex messages more readable? To understand how, it helps to know what is going on in your reader's brain as they're wading through your very long email. Readers are trying to figure out the purpose of your message, and to do so, they make inferences based on what they know about you, the context in which you are writing to them, and clues from the text, your subject line, your sentences, and your tone. If, during this activity, they make correct inferences, your readers will read through the message more quickly, and they will retain more of it. On the other hand, if they make incorrect inferences, your readers will quickly become frustrated. Their reading will slow down, and when it does, they will begin to hunt around the message for anything meaningful to them. In doing so, they're bound to be reading and retaining only fragments of what you wrote. To make your complex messages easier to read, understand, and act upon, then, you need to help your reader to make correct inferences. First, front-load your main point. Understand that your reader will begin making inferences about your message the moment it lands in their inbox. There, they can see your name, your subject line, or part of it if it's lengthy, and a part of your first sentence. Use this important first impression to orient your reader correctly and prepare them to make accurate inferences. If your message needs action, make that clear up front. If the message is a weekly update, use the subject line consistently week to week to help the reader understand why you are writing them. And if you can, briefly convey the main point. But keep in mind that front-loading is important throughout the message. You should write the first paragraph of your lengthy message in such a way that if your reader reads only this paragraph, they will understand in a broad way the important takeaway of your message and how the rest of the message is structured. That's going to be tip 2. Then, throughout the body of the message, follow the same habit. Make every first sentence a front-loaded takeaway for what follows. That is, at every point the message takes a turn, the first sentence of each section, the first sentence of each paragraph, you want your reader to know exactly where they are in the message and what to expect in the words that follow. Second, give your reader a map. If you are front-loading effectively, then your reader already knows where they are and why they're there. A map will tell them how to find their way around. Remember, we're trying to help readers do what they are naturally doing anyway. That is, guessing about where the message is going. By giving them a map, you are making sure that they are guessing correctly. So end your first paragraph with a mapping statement that plainly outlines the sections that follow. Below, you will find an overview of the project, a breakdown of each team's responsibilities, and a timeline for action. Now, here's an important note. These first 2 tips focus on the opening of your message, but you usually need to write them last. Usually, when you sit down to write, you don't know exactly where you're going or what the final message will look like. If you write top down from the first word to the last, come back to the first paragraph and make sure that you are accurately summarizing the content and giving your reader a good, usable map. Third, chunk your message down into sections and give each section its own bold heading on its own line. Keep the bold heading brief but specific enough that your reader knows what to expect. Make sure that the language in these headings matches the map you've given your readers at the start. By doing so, you will help your reader to easily navigate the message's complexity and to find the information that is most relevant to them. Fourth, and finally, proofread to eliminate fluff and disorganization. If the message is complex, then you need to eliminate as much noise as possible. And the best way to do so is through impeccable organization and minimal excess information. This is not always easy work, but it's crucial to making sure your message is fully read. As the person initiating the communication, you will always know more than your reader needs to know. You have to work to put yourself in the reader's mindset, eliminating all the excess information so that what you have left is exactly and only what your reader needs to know and what you told your reader to expect. And that's the secret. Tell your reader what to expect. Your reader, as a natural function of their reading, will want to make inferences and have those inferences confirmed by front-loading your main point, giving your reader a map of your message, chunking your message and organizing it with bold headings, and proofing to eliminate fluff and disorganization. You can help ensure that your message is getting through to your reader, no matter how tired or busy or distracted or disinterested they may be. If these tips have worked for you, or if you have other great tips to share, let us know in the comments. And be sure to click subscribe to learn more ways to improve your workday by communicating like an expert.